So you get out of Onvia, you have a little bit of money in your jeans, maybe not as much as other people. You decide, I'm going to continue. I'm going to get involved with startups again. I'm going to find my next great opportunity. I know I watched you do it. I know when you were talking about blogging and seeing a future and citizen journalism and democratization. Walk me through the Now Public elevator pitch. What were you guys trying to solve, and how did you think that was a problem that needed solving?
Well, it came, let me give you a little bit of sort of history as to why I even cared about it. So my cousins and my uncle at the time owned a pretty significant media news business in Canada. And I used to spend a lot of time talking to my cousin about the challenges that were pretty clear, the clear flaws in the news business and the news production business, and started realizing that there was quite an opportunity there, that as camera phones became more not only cost effective, but of better quality, and that those phones were connected, you were going to have a reporting force that was way more powerful and way more significant than anything any one news organization could do.
So let me see if I can oversimplify that. So once upon a time, if somebody wanted a picture of the fire down at the docks, they called the pool and they sent a reporter with a camera and they took a picture of the docks. But today, you would know by GPS, or you might know someone who's in the area, or someone might know themselves. Take a picture and upload it, and therefore you were able to create the world's largest news agency? Am I understanding it correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I think to even take it one more level of simplification, a reporting pool, a journalist base cannot be everywhere that cell phone cameras can be.
Okay.
So we knew that over time there was going to become a market to create a Reuters of the people, or an AP of the people, where traditional news organizations would use breaking footage, not necessarily journalism, not necessarily coverage or opinion, but mostly just reporting based on certain communities and certain size sets, because it would just be faster and easier to get. And so our job, the pitch for Now Public was simple. It was to build a ground up AP of the Associated Press of the people. And we did it, and ironically, we ended up being the first non-union shop to become a supplier to the Associated Press.
And I think that it's even deeper than that, and I want to ask you about that. You know, a lot of news agencies build themselves on one story. CNN and Wolf Blitzer, Anderson Cooper on his stories. I can't help but think Now Public and the London bombing on the Underground. Can you tell us that story? How you got the photo, what happened to it?
Yeah, we built our news agency on the relaunch of the McRib at McDonald's. That was our big, Sean, that was our big one.
I understand, but back to the London Underground bombing.
It actually wasn't the Underground bombing that was our big moment. It was actually Katrina.
Okay, so take me through Katrina. So your big moment was Katrina, so take me through that.
Yeah, so you're talking about 2004, if I have my timeline right. So Katrina hit, and you had a serious problem with news organizations getting stories and photos on the ground. They just couldn't hit it. They couldn't get there, either because there were technical challenges or simply just people per square feet. They couldn't get into the area. So by the time it was all said and done, Now Public was used by a significant number of people. I think, in fact, we had more people on the ground in the affected areas in Katrina than Reuters had staff in their entire reporting pool worldwide. So we had over 2,000 people sitting on the ground between Mississippi, New Orleans, and all the surrounding areas, sending back photos, and they used it for interesting stuff. I mean, it wasn't just photos of the traditional things you would see. It was photographs of somebody who had handwritten notes to try to identify and reunite people. So it was quite interesting, because if you walked into the streets of New Orleans during Katrina and said, what do you really care about what a news organization does? If we turn CNN over to you for the day, what would you do with it? And the vast majority of those people said, we would use it to reunite families and find victims, you know, as a tool to do that. And that's exactly what a lot of people used it for.
That's wonderful. Now,